believing this will be a great year. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Sacramento Kings in their house, Sleep Train Arena. Well, for Sacramento, they've got their fans behind them in a big way tonight. Opening game 1 of the season, home cooking, a lot of love in the building. We'll see if they get to treat these fans to what they've been waiting all summer for. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, I don't know, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before, Kenny has said it many times, it could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor. But the other teams that didn't look like much on paper last year, beginning this season, are now looking like they will surprise.
And that is it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports Group.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of power.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Kevin Harlan here, along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Battle in the Western Conference, the Sacramento crowd hoping to watch their Kings come out on top. And by virtue of their NBA schedule, their first game of the new year is against the Los Angeles Clippers. They were dominated last year, not a good matchup for them, going 1-3 in the season series.
2 division rivals facing off tonight. They'll see one another 4 times this season.
This is definitely the first of many tonight. And in these first games, you always try to set the tone and take that mental and psychological edge.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Noah. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Paul George. And there's Jackson, and it's Williams at the 2 guard. Here is Williams. After the Kings pick up 2. Outside for George. It's good, the assist this time from Jackson. George has got 5 now. Offense is what drives the Clippers, and they were fantastic at it last season. Easily one of the most exciting teams to watch with their high-flying and high-scoring act and number 1 in terms of efficiency.
Yeah, and it's not just a flash for the Clippers on offense. You talked about their efficiency on the offensive end. Led the league in points scored per 100 possessions at 109.8. Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
Here's Fox. Over in the corner, Cousins. Not enough on that one as it misses.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Leonard with no one around. Off target from outside.
For the man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
Now here's Jackson. Leonard attacking. Here's Noah. And the rejection by Cousins. Here's the break. And he's going up for the alley-oop. George with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. That shot wide open. Leonard's got his first bucket in this one.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Jackson dishes to Leonard. Outside Williams. It's George on the wing. 5 to shoot. The shot is off. Gay with the defensive effort. The Kings trail by 6. Passes it to Boomer. Banked in off the glass. Boomer's got his second basket.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Leonard attacking. Pass to Noah. Outside for Jackson. For the 3. And he gets it to go.
He can be a weapon if he gets going early from long range.
The Kings have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Cousins inside, covered by Noah. 11 feet away. Cousins, no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
George with the ball. Now defended by McLemore. Noah the screen. And George, here we go. George missing again.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Fox passes to Cousins. Rudy Gay on the wing. Cousins with a screen for Gay. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
You look at him physically, and Rudy Gay is the complete package at the small forward spot. Nothing holding him back.
You know, Kevin, he comes in at 6'8", has that solid frame, unbelievable athletic ability with the speed to go with that for a player of his height. He is a true talent.
The free throw drops for Gay.
And with Rudy Gay, the physical part of the game has never been a problem with him. As great a physical player as any other small forward in the league, his one drawback is he can get in his own head at times and not play to his strengths.
The Kings trail by 4. Here's Fox. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Rudy Gay showing you he can set a nice screen, too.
For Los Angeles, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11.
And no doubt a lot of players can get in their own head, like Gay does at times. He does so much on the floor, it is odd when he vanishes for stretches of the game. On pure talent, he has few peers in the league.
Here's Fox. After the made shot from Joakim Noah. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Kings have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
The free throw drops for Gay. And no question, G.A., Rudy Gay is one of those guys who has always put up great numbers, but in 9 seasons he's been in the league, only one playoff. Only one. Count him, one. Back in 2012.
Yeah, but what if he was still in Memphis, though? I mean, that's one of it. Sometimes it's not always your fault that you're not getting there.
True.
You got to play on a good enough team, and he hasn't up to this point. So, yeah, he's had his moments of inconsistency and will disappear at times. So there's some shared blame there as to why he hasn't been more consistent when it comes to the postseason.
George, that's a two-pointer. The Clippers rebound. Jackson kicks to Williams. Leonard with a screen on Cousins. And Williams, here we go. Another shot. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
And, you know, back to Rudy Gay, he's a tremendous all-around talent. Physically, instinctively, skill-wise, he's got it all. Except that consistent winning touch, that remains to be complete.
Here is Boomer. There's the dish to Cousins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Fox, no good.
And thinking more about Rudy Gay, one key number I look at from last season, his assists. By far the most in his career, and that didn't translate into a ton of wins, but it very well could have been the next step toward getting those wins.
Sacramento making some changes. Parker's checked in for Boomer, and it's Collison in for Fox. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles. So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice, unflappable demeanor, too.
The Kings trailing. Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward.
And the Kings making a change here. Brewers checked in. Los Angeles has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Parker against Leonard. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Clippers lead by 3.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Collison dishes to Parker. In the corner, it's Brewer. 5 to shoot. Here's Cousins. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Now here's Leonard from the arc. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
The Kings trail by 4. Outside Collison. Parker passes to Gay. Outside Collison. That one rolling around and rims out. Now here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Kings have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Collison, no good. Clippers leading by 4. From deep, George. That's off. It's his 4th miss in 7 tries. Sacramento's gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Controlled from outside. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Clippers.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
Julia, he's checked in for Sacramento. The Clippers also making some changes. Smith checked in for Leonard. Morris comes in for George. And Lance Stevenson subbed in for Lou Williams. They set the screen to the paint. Here's Gay. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Morris.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
Now here's Collison. Following the miss by Marcus Morris. Collison kicks to Parker. Shot clock at 6. Baseline try. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
And there's the feed to Beverly. Stevenson, a screen on Collison. And Beverly kicks to Morris. From outside, off the mark.
Tough to hit that shot when the D is all over you like that.
Gay with no one around. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. The Clippers trail. Stevenson drives in. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's what I call a captivating move there. He absolutely incinerated the D with that one.
And here's Collison. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. To the inside on the wing, Brewer. Shoots from the corner. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Stevenson with the ball.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Collison kicks to Parker. Nice pass. Nice catch and a resounding dunk.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Off the pick. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And the Clippers lead by 1.
How about that screen by Noah?
Now Collison. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Brewer dishes to Gay. From deep three-point range, kept alive, feeds it to Brewer. Fires from deep, and the shot is good. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Inside, off the screen, and Pachulia pulls it down.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Parker up top, covered by Smith. From downtown, another 3 for Sacramento. Stevenson can't hit. And so the first quarter's in the books. The Kings on top, up 5. Live from Sacramento, you're watching 2K Sports. And before the game, Star Center Joakim Noah talked about the intensity of this Chicago Bulls team. You know, I think Joakim can certainly make a case, Clark, for Chicago being that famished five, especially with Rose back on the court.
There's no doubting that, Kevin. I mean, even the addition of Gasol with his 2 rings, the way he left things in L.A., that left him with an appetite that has him still hustling.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Ryan Stevenson is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George, then it's Smith, and it's Leonard in at the 4 slot.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
So it's the Clippers now. Sacramento making their last shot. He feeds it to Stevenson. Just 5 on the clock. Softly drops in the floater. And back to Jackson. He really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
Now here's Stevenson. Smith, no luck.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Fox kicks to McLemore. On the wing, Brewer. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Stevenson passes to George. The Clippers rebound. Outside for Jackson. Off target from the wing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Here is Boomer. Shoots from the baseline. Sacramento again missing. Clippers trail by 3. Screen by Smith. Jackson drives in. Nobody near Stevenson. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 5 assists in the game. Reggie Jackson had made some noise about wanting a big contract to be moved last year. Ultimately, he was traded to Detroit.
Yep, Kevin traded from the Thunder to the Pistons, and it actually happened on deadline day.
The Williams is checked in for Lance Stevenson. Here's Fox. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Pass to Brewer. To the wing right side. On deep, McLemore can't get it to go. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's Jackson. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it,
Oh,
too.
they do, yes, sir. Fox against Jackson. Screen by Cousins. Fox kicks to Cousins. It's taken away by Smith. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key there. Getting point-blank looks time and time again. And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
The Kings making a switch here. Collison's out there, and that one falls for Jackson.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
Here's Cousins, and he dunks it down.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play.
And one thing about Ben McLemore, he can be an absolute lights-out shooter. Last season was a big improvement over his rookie campaign. Up in field goal, three-point, and free throw accuracy. Really just scratching the surface in terms of his potential.
That free throw good for McLemore. And for Ben McLemore out of Kansas, he knew he had to work harder after the Kings drafted a guy to replace him next Stauskas. And, of course, Stauskas went on to have Clark an even worse rookie campaign than McLemore had the year before.
Yeah, and McLemore actually on the uptick, very much improving in year 2, and that means perhaps Stauskas will be the odd man out.
Well, you know that Kawhi Leonard has an incredible reach with his arms, but even his hands are just massive, measured at 10 inches long and 11 inches wide. Wow.
Well, to give some perspective on Leonard's hand size that Greg was talking about, Clark, those measurements, 11 by 10, are what you typically would find on 7-footers. Well, this kid's 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, and I'm 6'9", and I'm about 9 by 7, okay?
Huh.
So that just lets you know.
Wow.
The only other hands comparable to that, Dr. J.
Ooh, that's huge. Cousins, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Cousins has got 8.
Well, that's simply a great move there, Kevin. He dusted off the defense and got to the cup for the easy basket.
Screen by Smith. Leonard attacking. Williams with a clean look. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Collison against Jackson. Brewer issues to Cousins. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, when you look at DeMarcus Cousins, he's clearly one of the more talented and also one of the most emotional players in the game. He's also one of the most teed up.
Yeah, talking about Cousins' top 5 in technical fouls in each of his first 5 seasons. Among other things, that's given away a ton of free points, guys, to the opposition.
Yeah, DeMarcus is working hard to control that temper, and he knows it's important for the team. But it's hard to plug a volcano.
And Cousins drops them both.
How about the night Cousins is having? He's got 10 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
And it easily could have been more. He's played an effective game at that end of the floor.
Now here's Williams. Jackson passes to Williams. There's a good screen. Screen by Smith. 6 to shoot. Jackson kicks to Leonard. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Leonard's got 7 points here in this quarter.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Brewer. Screen by Cousins. McLemore inside the line. Sacramento again missing.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Jackson kicks to Williams. Offensive rebound. Dishes it to Smith. Tries again. The shot no good.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
From deep, McLemore. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Here's a look at some stats for Cousins. Coming off a terrific season, put up about 24 points per, 12 rebounds and 3 assists. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy. All elements working together. The game is coming easy to him right now. Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Jackson kicks to Smith. Smith missing again. The Kings trail by 4. Outside Collison. Boomer the pass to Brewer. Here is Boomer, covered by Smith. Kicks it to Brewer. Here's the 3. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And George, here we go. George missing again.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Collison the pass to Boomer. From down in the low post, it goes. Boomer's got 6. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here is Boomer. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. They get it back. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the Clippers.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. For DeMarcus Cousins, his numbers have been flat out phenomenal. I mean, just incredible. Sometimes hidden by the lack of what's around him in Sacramento, especially, you know, Greg, when you compare last year's stats with other centers in the NBA.
Yeah, he's averaged nearly 5 points more per game than the next center. Top 3 in rebounding for all centers. This guy is the complete package down low.
Sacramento making some changes. Pachulia, he's checked in for Cousins. Parker comes in for Boomer. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Corey Brewer. And then for Los Angeles, Joakim Noah is checked in for Smith. Morris comes in for Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Picked by Williams. Beverley dishes to Morris. Williams. No good. Excellent D there from Parker.
You know, guys, back to DeMarcus Cousins last season, he was top 3 for centers in assists and steals, and he was in the top 7 in block shots.
It's Gay with the drive. Shot clock at 5. Launches it. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And talking about Cousins, he's a franchise talent, and no one debates that. He can take over a game anytime he feels like it. And heaven help the NBA if he ever starts feeling like it over an 82-game year.
But they get it back. McLemore, no good.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Collison kicks to McLemore. He in the corner. All sorts of time. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Over in the corner, Beverly. Lets it go from deep, and that one's good. And it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Collison the pass to Gay. McLemore with the screen for Gay. He kicks it to McLemore. Gay outside. And it's good in the assist by Parker. And that's 12 points for Rudy Gay.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Here's Noah. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Noah's got his second basket of the night. The Kings trail by 6. The drive by Collison. Pachulia with it. Williams picks him up. Parker kicks to Pachulia. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Pachulia's got his first points of the game.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Collison against Beverly. Now here's Noah. He's covered closely. Morris a screen. Shot off the screen. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Now for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
Brandon Bass is checked in for the Kings. Fox comes in for McLemore. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Stevenson's checked in. That one misses.
And for Parker, he could have been in the Rookie of the Year running with this play, scoring just over 12 points a game and shooting almost 50% before the injury ended the season.
Fox passes to Parker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fires from 18. Kicks it out to Gay. Another 3 for Sacramento.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And here is Noah, following the 3 from Rudy Gay. And George, here we go, and he gets it to go. George has got 10.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Here's Fox. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Clippers lead by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I have Josh Smith. And Josh, what is it going to take in this game in the second half to come out with a win?
Everybody's got to get involved. Whenever we have the opportunity to run the floor, get out and get some easy layups, be able to do that and be able to finish plays. And that's all we have to do, and I think we'll be okay.
Josh, thank you for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 16 points and 4 rebounds. After missing last game, it was clearly evident he wanted to make his mark tonight. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, their passing was impressive. They're in a good position to win this game, in large part because of those assists. And this is the thing. You win as a team in this league. You have to share the basketball to succeed. And if they carry that level of unselfishness in the second half, they're going to be tough to beat.
Shaq, how do you think Sacramento played?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.